Welcome back. In today's video we're talking about our range of Fjallraven trousers and helping you decide which ones might be the right ones for you. Fjallraven are well known for their durable, long-lasting clothing, and that definitely extends to their trouser range. We have an extensive range here covering all different types of walking, hiking, mountaineering and outdoor use, and we're going to go through the different models and explain what they're good for and the feature sets they have. So let's start with the Vidda Pro, the most durable trouser in our range from Fjallraven, and that's because it uses the G1000 fabric in its entirety. This is more designed for general purpose use, bushcraft, woodland stuff. It's not necessarily designed for long hikes or anything like that. So as I mentioned, it uses G1000 and we see reinforcement panels in the knees and also in the back as well. And that just gives you a little bit of extra durability on those high wear areas. So starting at the top, we've got belt loops, so you can wear this with a belt. We've also got a button and fly system. What this pair of trousers does really well is gives you ample storage for your kit. So we've got loads of pockets. We've got two normal pockets just at the top here. We've got a small pocket, perfect for a flint and steel or some small bits. It could probably fit a small wallet in there as well. Moving down to the legs, we've got a big enough pocket that will take a map that protrudes out of the top slightly, so it's wide enough to take a map, like so. And then we've got the same on the other side. We've also got this pocket just here. We'll show you a close-up of this as well. So this has two purposes. First is if you unpop at the top, it's long enough to take a fixed blade knife. Slides in there quite comfortably and isn't going anywhere. What you can also do is unpop at the bottom, like so. Switch these around and you can actually put an axe through this system and it will hold your axe there nice and comfortably while you're working. So if you're into your bushcraft and things, there's plenty of options to store your tools there as well. And then moving down to the bottom here, we've got an adjustment point which allows you to adjust the bottom of the trouser leg to fit you perfectly. So if you're tucking these into boots, you can obviously do this up using the popper system to be a bit tighter so that you don't have loads of excess material flapping around. If they're going over the top of your boots, then obviously you can loosen that off to give you a bit more room. Then finally, tucked underneath in a little pocket here, we have a small brass hook. And what this does is hooks under the lace loop of your boots and just stops the trouser riding up. So if you're going through long wet grass or anything like that and you don't want that trickling into your trousers because they're sitting riding up above your boot line, hook that on and it will give you a bit of extra security. So that's the Vidda Pro, perfect for anyone that wants a bushcraft or outdoor trouser, anything for working in the woodlands, not quite as orientated towards walking, hiking. Next up we have the Keb trouser, which is definitely more orientated towards long day hikes or long walking trips where you want a little bit more comfort than the Vidda Pros previously and a little bit more flexibility and range of movement. So what they've done here is they've added G1000 to all your high wear areas. So you've got it on the pockets, knees and lower leg as well as the back. And then in the areas that they don't feel you need it, they've put a stretchy fabric to give you a bit more comfort. So that is around the top of the trousers, down into the groin area and down the backs of the legs. This gives you a much better range of movement. It isn't quite as restrictive. They're also far more comfortable to wear for long periods of time. So starting at the top, we have got our belt loops. We've got the attachment point for braces if we wish to use them. And we've also got a button and fly system here. We've got two pockets up here, which are your standard pockets that you expect on a pair of trousers. And then as you make your way down, we've got two nice big thigh pockets as well. So one of those, they've both got popper flaps on them, but one of them is zipped. So you can keep all your valuables in there and know they're nice and safe and secure. And the other one is simply just a popper system. So you could slide your map in there as you're walking. They're massive pockets. You could get 3 or 4 maps in there. But also in this pocket, we've got a slight organizing system. So there's actually an elasticated pouch in there that you can put your wallet in or your phone. Along the lines of the pockets, there are also these zips. So it's a two-way zip. You've got the zip at each end. And what you can do is unzip these and it gives you more ventilation in the trousers. So if you're using this in a slightly warmer climate and you want a bit more airflow to the trouser, you can unzip these to your preference and allow a little bit more airflow through the trouser. You've got one of those on each side and these zips are locking. So if you put it in the upright position and you pull it, it'll open. But if you move that to the downward position, it won't. So if you set it to how you like it, push it down, you know it's not going to adjust as you're moving or as you're walking. Making our way down the trouser, we're met with those reinforced and pre-articulated knees to give you a really good range of movement, as we discussed. And just like the Vidda Pros, you can put an optional knee pad in these if you wish. As we come lower down on the trouser, we're met by another vent. This vent is just a single zip, which is still locking and just gives you a bit more airflow around the bottom of your legs. And then right at the base, we have got the clip that we saw on the Vidda Pros. to allow this to be attached to your lace loops. And we've also got that adjustment point at the bottom as well, just so you can get a really good fit around the top of your boots or cinch them in so they can go in wellies as well. Overall, the Keb trouser is a really awesome, durable, long-standing trouser. It's award-winning from Fjallraven, and it's perfect for your hikers and adventurers, but also for people looking for a durable trouser for general purpose use. Next up, we have the KAIPAK trouser, which is a bit of a hybrid between the Keb and the Vidda Pros. So there's a lot more G1000 on this trouser, just like the Vidda Pros, but we are still seeing some of that stretch fabric as well. These trousers are perfect for everyday use or casual use, but they'd also be just as suited out on the trail or as a general purpose woodland trouser. So like I said, G1000 across the majority of the trouser, but we have got that stretch material. That's located around the hips to give you a bit of give, the crotch and the back of the knees. So anywhere where it's going to help extend that range of movement and also make the trouser more comfortable for long-term use or using it over a number of days. Moving up to the top, we've got our belt loops, and just below those we've also got some attachment points for extra gear so you can clip things onto them. 2 hand pockets, and we've also got a button and fly system there. So we make our way down, we're met by 2 big pockets again, one of which is a popper pocket. It's not quite as tall as the 3D ones we just saw on the Kebs, but still plenty big enough for a map, maybe 2 as well. Like I said, they do protrude a little bit from the top, but it's more than comfortable to use that in that way. Moving across the other side, we're met by a zip pocket instead of a popper pocket. So a nice secure pocket for keeping your valuables in, so things you don't want to lose when you're out on the trail. And inside that, we've also got a pocket organizer, so there's a little elasticated pouch in there that we'll try and show you in a minute, which allows you to put your wallet or phone in there and know that it's securely in the pocket and it's not going to move around and shift and annoy you during your walking. It's a locking zip, so just like with the vents on the Kebs, up and it will move freely, down it locks into place and can't be done. So a little bit of reassurance when you're putting your valuables there. We have got a pre-articulated knee, so it's going to give you a good range of movement, and obviously at the back of that is that stretchy fabric to, again, improve that range of movement. There's no option to add knee pads with these ones, so they're a little bit less orientated to working in the trouser and more as a casual or trekking trouser. And as you come back down to the bottom, we've got that clip from the other trousers just to attach to the laces, and we've got an adjustment system again. We're moving away from the poppers this time, and we've got a clasp system, so obviously down, it won't move through. Undo it and you can pull the fabric through until you're happy with the fit, and then just tuck any excess back into the trouser so there's nothing flapping around. Overall, a really nice trouser. It's really good for general purpose use, for casual wear as well, but we're just as suited out on the trail on a multi-day hike. And then finally, but by no means least, we have the Keb Agile Winter. So definitely a more winter trouser, and maybe the late part of autumn, early part of spring, but definitely designed for those colder times of the year. We're seeing a soft shell fabric across the majority of the trouser. This has 4-way stretch to give you good mobility, and it's also brushed on the back to help keep you warm as well. They've been a lot more selective with where they put that G1000 material to make this trouser as comfortable and breathable as possible. So we've got it on the pockets, the knees, and the lower inside leg. So they're giving you durability in those high wear areas, but without restricting your movement and also making the trouser too sweaty. So this is still going to breathe quite nicely. Starting at the top of the trouser, we're met with our belt loops. We've got a button and fly system on there, and we've got hooks for gear just under those belt loops if you wish to attach anything to them. We've got 2 hand pockets and then 2 thigh pockets, both of which are zip and are still big enough. The opening is big enough to take a map, like so. So we've got another one over here, and that has got that little pocket organizer in it. So if you wanted to have your phone or your wallet in there and you didn't want it shifting around when you're using them, using the trouser, you can pop it in there. Again, both zips are locking zips. So once the zip is done up, you can flick it to its lock position and you know it won't come undone during your walk. Moving down, we've got pre-articulated knees, again, to give you a good range of movement in these trousers. And we're met with another piece of G1000. The knees are a high wear area. When you're kneeling down, maybe you're having some lunch or something and you don't want to sit down. So they've put that nice durable material on there as well. And then making our way down to the bottom of the trouser, again we're met with G1000 on a high wear area, which is the inside of the leg, an area that could be clipped by a crampon or the edge of your boot or a cleat on your boot and could tear. So they put a nice durable patch just there for you. Then we've got a little hook in there, just like the other trousers, to hook onto our laces and keep our trousers in place. And we've got the option to actually, so we haven't got an adjustment point down here, but instead we've got this little zip which can unzip and gives you a slightly bigger opening at the end of the trouser and just opens the trouser up in general. If you're wearing these in winter conditions and you're working hard and you're getting warm, and although the trouser is breathable, you're getting a bit warm and sweaty, we do have the option to vent these trousers, and we have 2 vents, one on either side, and they're in line with our pockets. So they're just a single zip, unzip it, and that basically just opens the trouser up to allow airflow. A really nice feature, especially on a winter trouser when you could be working quite hard and getting quite warm. Even though it's cold, it's nice to be able to ventilate your trousers, and it means that you can use them maybe slightly more into the spring and the autumn as well. Overall, these are heavily designed for winter mountaineering, hiking and general walking, and less orientated towards your bushcraft and woodland use, and certainly not designed as like a day-to-day trouser. So if you're in the market for a winter trouser, this might be the perfect trouser for you. One thing that's consistent across our Fjallraven trouser range is the ability to wax the G1000 areas of the trouser. Doing this will improve wind resistance, make the fabric more durable, and also add a level of water resilience as well. We do have a separate video to teach you how to do this, and we'll link that here. Okay, so which one might be the right trouser for you? Obviously it comes down to your personal preference and how you intend to use the trouser. We've obviously just gone over all the feature sets, so hopefully you'll be able to make a decision based on those, but I'm just going to run through here quickly and just try and help you a little bit more. So if you're looking for a winter hiking trouser, something that's going to keep you nice and warm in cold conditions, then going for the Keb Agile Winter is definitely the best way to go. If you're looking for something for hiking, general use, maybe a bit of woodland use, but you want the freedom of movement and the comfort, then go for the Keb. If you're looking for a workhorse trouser that's perfect for woodland use, day-to-day use and general purpose use, but maybe not quite as orientated towards walking and hiking, then the Vidda Pro is without a doubt the trouser for you. And if you're looking for a trouser that combines some of the features of both the Vidda Pro and the Keb, and it's a bit more of a casual use trouser, could potentially do a bit of hiking, could do a bit of bushcraft, but also wouldn't look out of place out in the city or around town, then looking at the Abisco trouser is definitely a good option for you. The rest of it is down to you in deciding what feature set you want, the features you are desperate for within your trousers, and the ones you don't mind missing out on. All of these are great trousers, they all hold up to the standard and quality we expect from Fjallraven, and no matter which decision you make, you'll be getting an awesome pair of trousers. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any comments or questions about what you've seen today, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. And like always, if you could like and subscribe, it really helps us out. We'll catch you next time.